One of my favorite quotes that I continue to go back to is this: you don't get the life you want, you get the life you tolerate. Now, at first, that hits you like a ton of bricks, and it's a very bitter pill to swallow. But if you stay with me and you start to peel back this onion, you'll begin to understand is that when you're frustrated with your life, you're frustrated with your results, it's not because there's an issue with your goals. Your goals are almost always okay. The issue is with the standards that we've set for ourselves as to how we are living that simply doesn't match the goals that we want to achieve. Stick with me for just a minute. I want to share with you this, is that our goals don't necessarily change our lives. So when we set a big goal, we get excited for a moment, no doubt about it, but it doesn't change our day-to-day, right? Setting the goal is amazing. That's what we want to do. We want to always strive. We want to grow. I truly believe that human beings do well when they feel like they're growing. There's an excitement to life. There's a reason to get up in the morning. We all need that no matter what age we are. And everyone has goals, but few people change their daily behavior long enough. Let's go into those New Year's goals, right? When we have a New Year's goal, change the behavior, we stick with it, then all of a sudden work comes up, kids come up, something comes up, and then we start to lay off a little bit, right? And then a little bit more, a little bit more. What changed wasn't our goal. If it was important to us, what changed was our daily behavior. And that's really what I want to share with you today, because goals are wishes, but standards are rules that we live by. So what is actually a standard if it's not something that you're kind of fully familiar with? A standard is what you tolerate on a daily basis. So it shows up in your habits, your boundaries, and your excuses. And your calendar reveals your standards on a daily basis, not your vision. So here's what I want to share with you. If I'm working with a mentor-based client and I say to them, just pull open your phone, just show me your Outlook calendar. Let me see, your Google calendar, whatever it might be. And there's nothing really scheduled on it. And I'm like, well, how do you know when you're going to go to the gym today? How do you know when you're going to sauna today? What do you know that you're going to stop and make time for your lunch? Like, when does your bedtime routine start? And nothing's there, like, oh, well, I just know that I'm going to do it at this time. Okay, like, understood. But are you doing it? No, not yet, but I will. Okay, well, that's kind of another tip off. Well, if it is something that's important to us, why aren't we scheduling it? And you might say, well, it feels too rigid. And I get that as well. And I understand that pushback, that we want to feel like we have a little bit more freedom. But I truly believe we have the most freedom when we are living the life that we want, when we are in alignment between our standards and our vision. And so by simply putting that on your calendar, you are reinforcing that your goals are important to you, that they are a priority. Because if they're not on there, you're saying that other people's priorities and other people's lives and everything around you is more important than what you've set for yourself. And I'd like to believe that we should have some say in our own life, that we should have some standard we're allowed to set for ourselves, that we don't have to just always placate to everything around us. Now, I'm the biggest proponent of being of service to others in this world. Start with your family, work outward from there. I'm a huge proponent of that. I live my life that way. But I also believe that in order for me to have a level of happiness as well, I want to achieve my own goals as well as helping others to achieve theirs, whatever that might be. Again, immediate family, extended family, coworkers, church, and it goes on from there, right? So all of those are good. And you probably honestly have standards that you're willing to keep for work and for your church group or whatever it might be. Why not keep those same standards for yourself? You're not willing to let anybody else down in those areas of your life. Why are you willing to let yourself down, right? You need to have that same standard that you have with others for yourself. So here's the brutal truth that I do try to share, but I like to sugarcoat it a little bit, is that you never rise to your goals. You always fall to your lowest standards. Your current results are evidence, not a mistake. And again, a little harsh truth, I take the same bitter pill myself though as well. If I've set a goal and I haven't achieved it, first I have to ask myself, is it just time-based? Right? I always go back to weight because it's the easiest one. Losing weight's the easiest one, or gaining weight. If the goal is to lose 50 pounds or gain 50 pounds, how quickly do you think you're going to do that? right? Let's just say you do 2 pounds a week. Fastest it's going to be is 6 months, right? Like that's reasonable. So sometimes like, oh, why haven't I lost the 50 pounds yet? It's been 10 days. Well, okay. You'd have to lose 5 pounds a day. Like that's not realistic. So sometimes it's time-based, but oftentimes it's if I look at my calendar objectively and I just don't use my brain to kind of remember what's actually been happening, I look at, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm actually exercising less days per week than I am. I'm actually not following my diet at least half the time, and I really should be following it 90% of the time. Oh, and I'm really not following my nutritional supplements correctly. And yeah, I probably am getting a little less sleep than I should be. So it's very difficult then to say that you're going to achieve those goals. But the nice thing is this, is that if you're honest with yourself, that's where real change can begin. Because you can say, yeah, I haven't been doing those things. So obviously I'm not going to get the results that I want. But now if I start to do the things that I need to do and be the person that I need to be to have the things that I want, I will ultimately get to those on the proper timeline. So my goal for you is this. If you're trying to set a new identity for yourself, a new standard, the way that this happens isn't by waking up and just repeating mantras about it. It's not a bad thing to do, but what really works are the actions. So if you do something day in and day out, you become that. If you run every day, and I'm not telling you to do that, but if you run every day and you do that for 6 months, you are a runner, right? If you go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and you do that for 6 months, you are someone who goes to the gym. You are a health enthusiast, right? Like if you do the things, that is your identity and you become that. And runners, I use that example very specifically because people very much associate with being a runner. Like it becomes part of the identity. No, I'm a runner. I run at least 3 or 4 times a week. It's what I do. Great. No issues with that. And again, same with weightlifting, same with a lot of other things. But here's the thing. It's repetition that allows you to believe it. So if you don't believe right now, I'm telling you right now, that's okay. The easiest way to believe is to do. It honestly is. It is working backwards. I teach this in IHP Mastery, like we do this for life coaching. Because if someone's having a hard time believing and visualizing, no problem. Just do it for 30 minutes a day. After a while, you're like, obviously I'm going to achieve this thing because I do it every day, right? So make it obvious to yourself. You'll begin to believe when you've been doing it long enough. So my goal for you right now is that as you develop the thing that you need to do, it then begins to develop your identity. And as you're doing it each day, it becomes a standard in your life. When you've changed your standards rather than your goals become automatic over a given timeline horizon. It literally becomes automatic. You will get the health coaching certification if you put in 30 minutes per day after 12 weeks for each level, right? You will achieve your whatever it might be, like, I don't know, online degrees, certification, whatever it is, whatever you need to do in a certain amount of time. If you read 10 pages per day, you will read a book a month. If you do that over the course of, let's say, 6 months on one particular topic, you'll have read probably around 1,500 to 2,000 pages on that particular topic, and you will be most likely in the top 1% of people who know on that particular topic. Like, it is just doing the thing, and that becomes then the standard, and the goal then becomes automatic. You truly can achieve anything that you want if you set new standards, and you do that by creating repetitive-based actions. Take the mind out of it, get into the body, do the specific thing, and you will have what you've always wanted. So, as we pull this together, what I want you to do is pick one area of your life, one goal where you don't want to negotiate anymore. You get to have what you want. And so you're going to choose the thing that you really want. Then what you're going to do is define your new non-negotiable. I have a previous Mindset of Motivation Monday on my non-negotiables. I don't do these things, and I always do these things. Those are my non-negotiables. Refuse to do that, always do this. I just don't even think about it. So now if someone asks me, hey, do you want to go out to this bar Friday night, meeting a bunch of colleagues, we'll catch up? The answer is no. And again, I know that's not right for everybody, but for me, it's an automatic no. It's just, no, not doing that. It's going to throw off my sleep. I'm not going to consume alcohol. I'm going to feel terrible the next day. I'm not going to be able to get in my long run. Like it's going to be a cascading event. The answer is no, not because I don't want to do the thing and hang out with the people, because it just throws off the other things in my life that are a very high priority, which are my family, my health, exercise, like being able to record, like all the things that I get to do. And if I'm going to be taken out because of poor sleep and health and all that, it's just a no. It's a non-negotiable. So you just have to choose those things. And maybe it's only for a certain period of time. Maybe it's only for 3 months. Maybe it's for 6 months until you do the thing that you've set out to accomplish. But then you want to enforce it in your life when no one's watching. That's the hard thing, right? It's doing the things that you know that you need to do even when no one is watching. But I'm telling you right now, if you have a why and you have a goal that means enough to you, you can make it happen. And I want this year to be the year you do. Hopefully this was helpful. As always, if the show was useful, do feel free to share it with anyone else you believe you can serve. You can send it on over to stephencabral.com/3622. Have an amazing day, everybody.